Hello, this is Tony Heller from realclimatescience.com with the latest in climate musical chairs. Last autumn, the U.S. government predicted that California was going to have a hot, dry winter. When it comes to temperature, all of California is in the same boat. It's expected to be warmer than average everywhere in the state, though Southern California has a slightly higher chance of a hot winter than Northern California does. Their seasonal precipitation outlook predicted dry weather all across California and the Southwest. 1 year ago, the Los Angeles Times predicted the end of snow in California. And this is what Southern California looked like about an hour ago. Lake Tahoe had their coldest and snowiest winter on record. Squaw Valley, California has now received 50 feet of snow this winter, with lots more snow in the forecast. The record snows are forecast to continue all across the West. Southern California is having officially their snowiest winter on record. Central California is getting very close as well, and won't be long before Northern California is up near number 1 too. 1 year ago, National Geographic predicted that the drought in the western U.S. might last until the year 2030, at least. I took this picture in Fort Collins, Colorado this morning. The lakes there are still frozen solid on March 8, which is pretty remarkable. These lakes typically thaw out by the middle of February, and by now crocuses are usually popping up out of the ground. The press doesn't want to talk about their massive climate failures, so they're doing what they always do. They're playing musical climate chairs. CNN says that ski resorts can't operate due to the climate crisis, and they say that Ottawa has a shortage of ice due to the burning of fossil fuels. They appear to be unaware of the 1932 Winter Olympics, when there was almost no snow or ice in Lake Placid, New York. Temperatures in New York City got up close to 70 degrees, and many of the events at the Olympics nearly got ruined or did get ruined by warm weather and rain. Squaw Valley, California is having difficulty operating this year because they're getting too much snow. But at the 1960 Winter Olympics, they had the opposite problem. They had no snow at all just ahead of the start of the games. Now let's take a look at the other side of the Atlantic. 23 years ago, the British press announced the end of snow in the United Kingdom. That forecast isn't doing very well. Over the next few days, almost the entire United Kingdom and Ireland are forecast to receive snow. When it gets cold in the United Kingdom, normally the wind stops blowing as well, and that's exactly what's going on. Last night, wind and solar were producing 2% of the UK's electricity needs. And the United Kingdom was paying exorbitant rates to import electricity from across the channel. And largely as a result of the high energy prices, one small business out of 8 in the United Kingdom is at risk of going under. You would think that the government of the United Kingdom would be concerned about what's going on in their country. But instead of recognizing the fact that you can't rely on wind-powered electricity when the wind's not blowing, the government is doubling down on their idiocy. They're trying to accelerate the policies which created the disaster in the first place. The press corps in the West is composed of very simple-minded people. They're consistently wrong about everything. They don't understand the climate, what drives it, or what's wrong with their thinking. They maintain this simple-minded view that the climate is driven by carbon dioxide emissions. Maintaining primitive superstitions is what primitive people have always done, and they ignore the fact that they've been consistently wrong about everything. Toto's been pulling back the curtain on this dark ages mentality of the press for the past 15 years. You can visit him, Kyrie Caesar, Toki Upala, and the 4 new puppies on the web at realclimatescience.com.